Okay, in this video, I'm going to give you a simple ICT trading strategy that you can use even if you're a complete beginner. And I've spent years studying ICT. I've gone through the 2021, 2022, 2023, and the 2024 mentorship. And I can honestly say, after years of trading, this is by far the simplest and easiest trading model that actually works. That actually works, right? I'm not wasting your time for views. This isn't some, MACD crossover that doesn't work. This is legit and it's rooted in logic. And you will get a setup every single day, but you won't get it in the same pair, right? So if you just if you have like 5 or 6 currencies that you look at, you will get a setup every single day. And yeah, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so the first thing you need when you're trading ICT is you need a bias, right? And this is called, there's so many different terms. There's daily bias, weekly bias, higher time frame expansion, weekly expansion, whatever you want to call it. But you just need a higher time frame direction. Now, why do we need the higher time frames? Because smart money, right? This institution that has billions and billions of dollars, they can only actually get into a move on the higher time frames, right? They've got so much money they can't get in, they actually can't get the orders filled on the 5-minute chart. So we look at the higher time frames just like smart money does, and there's only one key thing that we're looking for, which is liquidity, right? Liquidity is the lifeblood of the market, and if there's one thing you take away from this video, it's that the markets only move for liquidity, nothing else, right? Nothing else apart from liquidity. So run gold and run the daily chart. So we've got our higher time frame. Now we're just looking for the most obvious liquidity, and it should be pretty clear. At this high here, let's mark this out. At this high here, there's lots of liquidity. Now, liquidity is just stop loss orders. So let's mark this out, right? We have liquidity. If I can spell it right, we've got liquidity, which is just stop loss orders, right? Liquidity is literally the opposite of support and resistance, right? We all remember support and resistance, right? We all remember we watched all those YouTube videos that said that price will come up to these imaginary levels and just bounce off, right? That is completely wrong and does not work. Support and resistance does not work at all, but there are some funds that still use support and resistance, right? Not every fund is profitable, right? Lots of them go just out of business, right? And I don't know if you guys seen the statistics, right? Like, I think it's like 90% of hedge funds like underperform the S&P 500. But anyway, that's not a part of this video. But we know at this high here, there's lots of liquidity. There's lots of stop loss orders, right? There's lots of money, right? Remember, run gold and run the daily chart. There's going to be billions of dollars worth of stop loss orders at this high here. Now, why does that matter? This means that smart money, right? This institution who has billions of dollars, they can actually get into their position here. They can actually get into their position here. And what's likely happening is they would have bought all the way down here, right? Maybe at this point here, which is really a liquidity sweep. Now, we're not going to talk about liquidity sweeps until we get into the lower time frames. But if you know what a liquidity sweep is, you'll understand that price came down here to take out stop loss orders here, and then smart money's buying. That's why we've got a wick that just pokes down, takes out the stop loss orders, and then quickly, aggressively moves in the opposite direction. So smart money is looking to get out of their position here, right? Looking to get out of their position here. They bought cheap, they bought low, they bought the dip, and they're looking to get out of their position. So if you've bought something, to get out of your position, you have to sell something, right? You have to sell something. And if you've got to sell something, you've got to sell billions of dollars worth of gold, let's say. You need someone who's going to buy billions of dollars worth of gold. Now, you might be asking, who's going to buy gold at such a high price? Well, if you've been shorting gold and you've got a stop loss order here, you're going to be forced to buy gold, right? Because to get out of a short position, you're going to have to buy it back. I hope that makes sense. That's how these whole markets move. It's just for liquidity, and it's just for stop loss orders, and it's literally just to allow an entity called smart money to get in and out of their positions, right? Believe it or not, these markets are not designed for resale traders like me and you. It's designed for those who have billions. So the market will move for where the money is. It will move for the liquidity. Right, so what does that actually mean for us as traders? It means that we're only going to look for longs in gold. We're going to look for longs, and we're going to target this key high here, right? This key high here, because we know there's lots and lots of liquidity. And the absolute crucial thing with ICT trading is that regardless of the time frame you're trading, even the 1-minute chart, you always trade with the higher time frame direction, because that's the highest probability in trading. And trust me, from years of experience, that's absolutely true, right? If you just trade in the direction of the higher time frame, you will save so much money. You'll have much higher win rate, and you'll become profitable. You will become profitable. And yeah, let's get onto the lower time frames. And the key thing is, we're on the lower time frames, and we're only going to look for longs because we've done all the hard work on the higher time frames. We know we're bullish, and we know we're just prices only going up just to take out liquidity. So let's get on the 5-minute chart and see what we can see. Okay, so we're on the 5-minute chart, and here's that key daily high that we marked out. That key daily high that the price doesn't go for. And because we've done the hard work on the higher time frames, we are 90% done. We're literally 90% of the way there. So If you understood that last bit about, price moving for liquidity and that us being bullish on the higher time frames, you're 90% of the way there, right? The entry pattern is the least important thing. It does not matter. As long as you've got the direction of the market right, the entry pattern is, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. And I'm going to give you the highest probability entry pattern, which, assuming you've got the bias right, is an absolute moneymaker. And like I said, it occurs every single day. It's best in London and New York, but in this example, we've got one in New York. So what I'm going to do, make this a bit bigger. The first thing we look for is a liquidity sweep. Now, this is so important because you probably have had this so many times where, let's say you're bullish, right? You're bullish. You're looking for any sort of retracement. Let's say you buy here, right? You buy at some fair value gap, some order block, some Fibonacci retracement. Price comes down, takes out your stop loss, which is here, and then quickly goes to your take profit. Right? How many times that happened? You've got the bias right. You've got the direction of the market right. The price comes, takes out your stop loss, and then instantly goes to your take profit. The reason why that happens is because you haven't waited for a liquidity sweep. Now, a liquidity sweep is a fake move. It's a fake move designed to take out people who are on the right side of the market because it allows essentially other smart money traders to get into the position. So what I actually mean by that is because we're bullish on the higher time frames, right? Let me just make this a bit clearer. We're bullish on the higher time frames. Remember, on the daily chart, we've got that key high where we know there's lots of liquidity. Everyone's looking to get long, right? All these smart money traders are looking to get long, and there's lots of stop loss orders here, right? Lots of people buying gold, and they've trailed. Let's say they bought here, they've trailed their stop loss orders here. So let's mark this out here, right? And then price comes, see here, 8:20 a.m. New York time. We come down. This wick here, see this wick is a fake move. This candle here is a fake move to take out stop loss orders here, and then quickly, instantly, and aggressively shoots off. That right there is something we call a liquidity sweep. Right, we always wait for a liquidity sweep because this gives us the highest probability of being on the right side of the market, and it prevents our stop loss from getting hit. Right, so the first thing you look for once you've got the bias is a liquidity sweep. So we've got a liquidity sweep, and the next thing we look for is very simple. We just look for a bullish fair value gap to form. That's it, a bullish fair value gap. That's all we need, and then we can enter on that fair value gap. Now, why do I say a bullish fair value gap? Let's just make this a bit more obvious, right? I say this quite a lot, right, on the channel. So at this point here, let's make it a bit clearer. At this point here, as price is aggressively moving down, I don't know if this is actually a liquidity sweep or if price is going to continue to go lower, right? I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure, and I'm not willing to risk money on that. But when price does this and it quickly moves off and it leaves a fair value gap like it does here, that is smart money essentially showing you, in price action, that price quickly wants to move away. It quickly wants to move up because this is the real reason why a fair value gap forms, right? So let's say we've got a fair value gap here, right? The real reason a fair value gap forms is because price is quickly moving away, right? Just think about how candlesticks form, right? This candlestick ended here, it opened here, and it quickly shut off. It had no time to come all the way down and go like that, right? It's so bullish, it quickly wants to move somewhere. And that's what makes a fair value gap important, right? Price quickly wants to move somewhere. So we've got a fair value gap that forms here. It forms after the liquidity sweep. And any entry on this fair value gap is high probability. So what you're going to do, as soon as the bullish fair value gap forms, right, is you're going to enter on the fair value gap. You're going to put your stop loss at the liquidity sweep low, right? This candle here, that was your liquidity sweep. That's where you're going to put your stop loss. Now, why do I say put your stop loss there, right? It's very, very unlikely that if price was bullish and this was a liquidity sweep, that price would come down here, take out this liquidity, move up, come all the way down, take out your stop loss again, and then quickly move off, right? Do you see how unlikely that is? That if you're bullish, that price is going to come all the way down, take out your stop loss again, even though that this was a liquidity sweep. It's very, very unlikely that you're going to have two liquidity sweeps in a row. So it's very safe for you to put your stop loss here. Now, I'm a big believer in having a safe, wide stop loss and targeting a 2 or 3 risk reward ratio because your probability of winning will go up massively. And yeah, what we do is we target a 2 or 3 risk to reward ratio. So 2 risk to reward here or 3 risk to reward there, right? And you get a 3 risk to reward ratio. An easy, high probability bread and butter setup. And this model here is an absolute money maker. It works so well. I'm telling you, if you've got the bias right on the higher time frame, so the daily, 4-hour, any higher time frame, you've got the bias right. You wait for a liquidity sweep like we've done here, and then you enter on a fair value gap that forms in the bias direction. You can make all the money in the world. And I honestly think this is the simplest entry model that works, right? And let me just break it down, right? You go on the higher time frames and you look for liquidity. You look for higher time frame liquidity. That gives you your bias. That gives you the direction of the market. When you get in the lower time frames, you only look to trade in the higher time frame direction, right? We're not looking to short, right? We're not looking to sell at this fair value gap here. We're not looking to do any of that. We're only looking to trade in the higher time frame direction. So we get in the lower time frames and we wait for our liquidity sweep. Right? We wait for a liquidity sweep, which is a fake move in the opposite direction of our higher time frame bias, designed only to take out stop loss orders. And then we wait for a fair value gap to form in our higher time frame bias direction. And we just enter on that fair value gap. We enter on that fair value gap and we target a 2 or 3 risk to reward ratio. And that's all you need. That's literally all you need to be a profitable trader. Now, obviously, there's more to trading than just like an entry model, right? You've got journaling, backtesting, risk management, all that good stuff. But if you want a step-by-step guide on how to become a profitable trader, no BS, make me profitable ASAP, there's a course in the link in the description below. And it's on sale, so you may as well check it out. And it's pretty good because I made it. And it's got some good reviews too. And yeah, other than that, make sure you like and subscribe. And let me know what you want me to cover next in the next video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Peace.